This episode, the crew is preparing to launch the distillery, inviting influencers, politicians, and big animals of the liquor world. Everything seems cool and even some security is there. Well, finally. While this is going on, BB's taking Dwight aside because he suspects Armand is snitching on him, which resulted in his men getting attacked. He also tells him about Vince and Quiet Ray slowly teaming up against the mafioso. Dwight is shrugging this off, and he still holds his employee in high regard and doesn't give New York the time of day. Well, so much for that phone call last episode. I guess BB is more loyal than I thought. Also, what is exactly going on with Armand? It seems like him being MIA should be investigated more. But Manfredi just doesn't give a damn, and he's missing the manpower to look into that problem. If I was to guess, I'd say he's long dead, taken out by either Quiet Ray or Musso. But I guess we'll see about that. And the trouble doesn't end there. The FBI side job jewelry guy is calling and wants a meetup with Dwight at Mitch's bar. Dwight tells him to reschedule since he's gotta be at the launch. But no matter what, the guy stays persistent, and out of nowhere, Musso calls Dwight, forcing him to go see the guy. That's interesting. I thought Musso has a mole installed in Dwight's organization, but apparently, he even has him bugged.
Oh man, I like this Claire's kid.
This is way worse, since everything is literally on the record, no matter where Dwight goes. The obvious thing would be to change phones, but I guess Musso won't let that slide, so Dwight is screwed either way. On the ride to the establishment, Tyson asks Dwight about his opinion of him. Whether he has the right values and thinks he's the man he needs to be. Well, hell yeah, that's the chance for some course correction. Go for it, Dwight. Instead, Manfredi doubles down and tells Tyson to not get bothered by what happened and just go back to being himself. What? How can he say that? Tyson, and to be fair, some of the other crew's amateur behavior caused a lot of trouble. He should definitely go with the flow and urge Tyson to take it down a notch and think before he acts. Well, Dwight, don't act surprised if your business goes south, because you just enabled Tyson to wreck even more in the future. Meanwhile, Jeremiah orders the Attorney General to have a bald health inspector shut down the Montague distillery. While he's at it, he blames Cole for the previous screw-ups. Don't poke the gator with a stick, Jeremiah. Cole is gonna come around one of these days, and it won't be pretty. At the Bread to Buck, Dwight has the meeting and we get to see the jewelry guy finally talk turkey. This time around, he's much more calculating and sinister. Now that picture Musso drew makes more sense. The guy sells explosives to Manfredi, and from his behavior, let's just say he doesn't deserve a tip. Switch to the launch, the health inspector shows up and demands to check out the barrel room. The crew is panicking and wonders what to do. While inspecting the barrels, the health agent already mumbles about closing the distillery. He makes some half-assed remarks on unhealthy conditions, and it looks pretty bad for the crew. Then out of nowhere, Bigfoot takes it into his own hands and tries to scare the guy by pushing the barrels. Instead, they fly off the rails and crush the guy, who ends up looking like a rolled up tube of toothpaste.
Boy, that escalated quickly.
Needless to say, they got a problem now. I don't get it. Cheeky seemed like a good stand-in for Dwight. Why is he not interfering when shit like that happens? He knows they can't play it fast and loose anymore. Then again, this is not Bigfoot's job to handle those situations. For us, this of course means more entertainment. The more the shit hits the fan, the more fun, but storytelling wise, it's exhausting to see the guys acting so dumb. Have him cancel the event, it will come out he's paid for, and they'll do it right in the future. Dwight arrives, and everybody is pissed at him for being AWOL. Margaret is bringing Thresher to introduce him to his future voters, and it all seems miraculously contained. Then suddenly the police come waltzing in with Dunmire leading them. Jeremiah goes up on stage to roast Dwight and his operation and calls for Cole to chop up a barrel of the Montague 50. Cole does as ordered and spends the season from the crowd. Now I hope this leads to something and won't end up like some dinosaur bonds in the past, just being an empty plotline. I think she could actually influence him to switch sides. But until we see that, all of that remains just my 2 cents, which famously doesn't even get you a coffee nowadays. So we'll see. Naturally, the crew is discouraged and Dwight is giving a speech about not giving up, and to go home and come back stronger. Later on, Bill visits him. He confronts him about his no-show at the launch and the prior events he was missing at. Dwight gets defensive and BB makes a valid point. That Dwight would get suspicious as well were the roles reversed. I gotta say I like Bevilacqua a lot, and not just this season. He's the cool-headed mobster Dwight should be, but Dwight is just spread too thin. On top of that, he doesn't keep his crew in check, which gets them in a lot of trouble. And it was only a matter of time until somebody would step up to Manfredi and ask him why he's half-assing his organization. On the other hand, I don't know what BB would do if he knew that Dwight has the FBI on his back. It's a damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of situation, and doesn't help that Dwight is too soft on his employees. As the episode wraps up, we follow BB on his drive home, and he gets arrested at a red light by heavily armed guys in tactical suits. It's kept ambiguous who they belong to since they don't wear any patches, and the credits start to roll. Okay, so this is the episode we all needed. Sure, we don't get an escalation and bullets weren't flying all over the place, but things definitely started rolling. So I wonder who arrested BB at the stop. If I had to guess, I'd say Musa is taking in BB since he's all up in Dwight's business. On the other hand, it could also be Jeremiah, who got the police in his pocket and wants to chop off one head of the Hydra. But I lean more towards Musa since Jeremiah's man would have probably killed him on the spot. Either way, we can be excited for next week's episode, and I'll welcome you to join me. Thank you for staying this long till the end of this video. If you liked it, please leave a like, subscribe to my channel, and hit that bell icon so you'll know when I crank out another video. Stay tuned, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.